Beloved, are you ready for an unboxing? This is a DOMETIC refrigerator, the smallest 25 liter. Let's open it up. It's the very first one I've ever had my hands on, and see if this isn't going to be a great off-grid solution for the prepared-minded pro home. I'll mention this is not a sponsored video. I paid full price for this. This is the smallest of the DOMETICs at 25 liters. It was $800. They go as big as 100 liters, I think, is the largest. This product really plays into, what we're looking at in the future is having options, not pigeonholing our things into certain things, not buying standalone items that we're not going to be able to use in lots of different applications. Whereas this is very light. That's the first thing that surprised me, how light it is. I was expecting it to be heavier. Goodness, gentlemen, this is actually very nice. It's amazing. It's not much heavier than a cooler. This DOMETIC CFX is going to be a very versatile piece of kit. Stainless steel handles so you can tie it down. These are very popular with overlanders. They're very high quality. They're very nicely made, and not only do they freeze solid, but they cool as well. Inside is 25 liters, which will hold, I think they said, about 40 pop cans. We've got a rack in there, which is kind of nice if you have something on the bottom. These chest freezers are kind of a bummer. You can pull it out and see it and put it back in. It's pretty deep. There's even a drain plug in the bottom. Actually, when you don't need ice, you don't need near as much space in a cooler. Ice takes up a tremendous amount. If you hyperextend the lid, it comes off for cleaning. They included both plugs, so we have an option for a 12 volt with the cigarette lighter adapter. Goodness, tell me you're a boomer without telling me you're a boomer. Cigarette lighter adapter. Power point adapter. That'll go right into your car. And as well as a 120 or just a regular wall outlet on this side here. Let's plug the DOMETIC into our off-grid power system, see how much power it draws. I really can't get over how light it is. Let's start with the AC outlet. For my off-grid power system, I'm running dual EcoFlow Delta Pros. This one's got no load on it, so let's see how much power it takes. And power-wise, we are drawing, 35 watts. That is about half of what a Starlink router takes. Pretty impressive. Something else I just noticed, it's got a light in it. That's a nice detail. Let's see what it will do if we run it off of 12 volt. This cools pretty fast. I've had it plugged in for about 10 minutes. It went from 52 to 41 in about 10 minutes. I'm just going off my first impression, but this is a very nice unit, very nicely made. I've had several of these camp style coolers in campers and vans and RVs, and most of the ones that I've had have been of very poor quality or just good enough. This one seems to be really made well and surprisingly light. I was dreading I was thinking I'm probably not going to move this thing around too much. Like, let's say Mrs. W wants to go to Costco. Sometimes she's got other errands. To be able to have this where you could run it between the seats, throw it in the back, tie it down, put your frozen food in there to preserve it, especially in summertime, gives it a lot of utility. Beloved, I'm telling you that when you're thinking about making investments, when you're preparing for the coming struggle, don't lock yourself into things. Be thinking about things that are going to give you the maximum versatility. How can you use something in multiple different applications if your whole life changes? If you have to consolidate by quality and by better quality and fewer things. But one of the things I've really been enjoying about this tent series is actually creating everything and living in it and using it in real life, not just in theory. Sometimes you think about things, yeah, I'll solve this problem when it comes, but there's a lot of nuance to these things, and there's a lot of learning curve and what works and what doesn't work. If you have any doubts, just run a pistol course. You can watch all the YouTube videos in the world and build out the ultimate battle belt and spec out the plate carrier like the MARSOC guys and all that, and you get on the range where you're actually running and shooting and working, and you're finding, man, most of this stuff is terrible, it doesn't work. You learn by doing. And so doing this down here and actually using the things has really given me a lot of insight in an emergency situation. If a guy had to bug out, leave your home, natural, man-made disaster, would you be able to take what we've recreated here and put it anywhere and provide for your family comfortably? That's kind of what we're thinking about here. That's it. I'll let you know more follow-up after I've had some time to use it. May God bless you and your families. Please keep us in your prayers. I'll put a link to this in the description if you'd like to look at them. And we'll see you guys on the next video. I also didn't mention it's quiet. I can't hear it running. It's -8. Goodness. That is cold. Why would you need to go that cold? Very, very cold. Amazing. But I can't hear it running. Can't over the rain, the river. You know, I'm sure you can hear it in a quiet room, but I can't hear anything. I have, I'll tell you, it gives me the fizz, and I have no buyer's remorse. This is a really nice unit.